We have our seahorses, aquaculture seahorses at that will be going to their new home today. A brand new tank that it's been actually doesn't have anything in it, not even inverts or anything like that. And this will be the very first life that will be going into the aquarium. But the tank itself has been running for, man, I want to say about 5-6 months. My gosh, yeah, without anything in it. So we're gonna do a pretty good service on it today. But these seahorses are going in it, and the tank is in a office. So it's going to be seen by a lot of people. It's a Red Sea Aquarium. And yeah, 10 of these guys will be going today. How cool is that? I'm excited. Let's bag them up. I'll also be bagging up these Jester gobies. These guys are great for Seahorse Aquariums. They're not an aggressive fish. They don't get very big. And by aggressive, I mean not just like they're not going to pick on anybody, but they're just not like incredibly fast eaters. So it should give the seahorses plenty of time to be able to pick up any type of food in the tank. They're not going to be like a bunch of, hogs taking up all the food so the seahorses can't eat. And they're pretty. I think they're a really nice looking fish. Jester gobies are pretty cool. Look at that. And these guys are also aquacultured. So we're gonna put 2 of these in there. And they're kind of cool looking. Cool looking fish. We are all packed up, ready to go. Seahorses packed up tight. Looking good. All right, so that video was taken 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, I ended up not going to the job that day to get the seahorses in the aquarium, but I am here now, and I wanted to show you how the seahorses have been doing thus far. Now, like I said, it's been 2 weeks, so they have plenty of time to get acclimated and all that stuff, and I can't wait to go inside and see what the tank looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a clean first before we get in there and we film, but it is in an office building, so I'm gonna have to keep it quiet, so forgive me, I can't be yelling, so yeah, let's go ahead and go inside right now. All right, so here is the tank, and let's take a look at the seahorses. Where we go? So we got one right here, wrapped its tail around a gorgonian, and we have, just get a look at the tank. Now it's still looking a little bit rough just because we're going through like the algae phase, so we're getting some diatoms, nanophiles with cyanobacteria and stuff like that. No worries, the lights just started coming on, so that'll work itself out as we go along. Here goes another one. I think that's a female and a male over here hanging out. And then check this out. We got one over here by the power head hanging on tight. Another one down below. Man, they are all throughout this whole tank. Ton of seahorses throughout here. And they're just kind of, love how they hold tails like that. It's really adorable. Look at them all hanging out. And yeah. So the tank, like I said, it's still cycling. We have some corals in here, mostly zoas. Got our cucumber there. We got a zoa there, zoa there, zoa there, zoa there. We have a leather coral here. All this stuff basically is just sample stuff that we wanted to see if it will do well. And so far, all our sample corals are all doing well. Pali grandis. So going forward, what we're going to do is we're going to add more leather corals, probably a little bit higher end ones, ones with more coral. With more color, more gorgonians, probably some sponge would be really nice in here. So just basically all softies and some discosoma mushrooms because we want to be able to get some color in here. So blues, reds, green discosoma mushrooms, maybe some recordias, I don't know. But put down in the comments what type of corals you'd like to see in this tank. There's another seahorse underneath it. It's hardly shaded under there. Yeah, put down below what type of corals you think would do well in here. And then as we go along, we'll get other types of coral in here that I think they would like, maybe even some SPS. That'd be dope, but we're far away from that. Now I just fed them. There's another one back there. I just fed them. I cleaned the glass and everything, so the tank is a little bit cloudy. But yeah, so far everything looks pretty dang good, man. This is their second week here, and the tank has to get broken in. It just got some life in it. And it's going to take a little bit for it to get settled, so I'm just going to want to show you guys what it looks like now. This is just the beginning. There's plenty of room in here for the seahorses. Once we get a bunch of little fish in here, more fish in here, and just coral and everything. This tank is gonna be so full of life. Big, just imagine big sponges, LPS or SPS corals growing on the back, maybe monopore or something like that, a bunch of colors, different mushrooms. Like this tank is gonna be amazing. And we have a budget to do it, so that's what's even more exciting. But the one thing I wanted to show you guys is how happy they are. A sign that you know they're doing good. There's one of our little fish right there. Look at him picking up some of the sand. So he's coming out to say what's up, getting a little bit more bold. There's a watchman goby coming out. Now I noticed when I fed, they all came out and they were kind of being a little bit more active, but there's a watchman right there. Seahorse checking him out. This tank, when it's done, is gonna be, there's gonna be so much going on in here, so many little fish everywhere, so much life. I cannot wait. Yeah, so I just wanted to document the process because, you know, we're gonna look back one day and be like, remember when there was like nothing in the tank and you know, that, you know, it wasn't that colorful and it was kind of lifeless. I can't wait to see what this tank looks like in just even 6 months to a year's time, like a year's time. I just would love to look back and see how far we've come. So I want to document it, vlog style, and hopefully the future is bright for these guys. We're gonna do our best to make it look amazing. They're in here. You can kind of make them out right here. They're little babies, but I'll get you a better look once I put them in a specimen cup and we can take a closer look at them. But I'll be transporting them back to the shop and hopefully we can, you can see them moving around there like a wiggly worm. We can get them fed and hopefully raise them. That'd be dope. All right, so we're back at the shop right now and I have acclimating to their 10-gallon tank, this baby seahorses. So I have them in this little specimen container right now. Check it out. There they are. Now, unfortunately, some that were in the sump didn't make it. Some were already dead, but we scooped out what we could. But you can see that little guy right there moving around. And there's some other ones. They are alive. They look like they're dead, but when you touch them, they do move. See that guy zipping around right there? So they're very still. But there they go, baby seahorses. And they're gonna go into this 10-gallon tank right here. Has tons of little copepods in there. And we're gonna feed them also. And it's got a little Cheeto back there that they can grab onto. So I got them acclimated. I'm gonna go ahead and pour them in. There goes one of them right there, bouncing around upside down, unfortunately. But they're in, and let's just hope that we can watch these guys grow, get big and strong, and then we can find them a home once they get big enough. There's another one towards the back there. We're gonna get some food prepped for them, and hopefully, like I said, a lot of times seahorses will give birth in tanks and they just go through the filtration. A lot of times they don't make it. It's not, you know, they give birth to, you know, tons of babies, and a lot of times it just doesn't work out. They die, unfortunately. I just hate seeing that. It's one of the things that bothers me in the hobby. I try to save them as much as I can. So this is an opportunity to try to save as many of these seahorses as we possibly can. I know there's probably a lot more in the tank, but we'll set up a system to where we can manage it a little bit better. But this is not uncommon for seahorses to do stuff like this when you have them, and if you have them in a tank that's you know, the filtration is not protected, this is what can happen. Now, I never, full disclosure, I've never raised seahorses from like little bitty babies to like full grown. That's Tommy of Tanknicians. He's a marine biologist. He's the one who's done that since he's been like 15 years old. So I'm gonna observe him carefully, and I'm gonna try to learn as much as I possibly can, and I'm gonna be very active in taking care of these seahorses. And then for sure, I'm gonna do updates on videos and all that stuff to make sure, you know, you guys are up to date and you guys can see the progress. You know, fingers crossed, hopefully we can get these guys to the next stage to where we can get them on brine. Once we can get them on brine, I think we'll be good to go.